Hey, this is Susan with GetYourKnittingGear.com, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the importance of having a big digital footprint with some examples. So because Google commands most of the search engine traffic, you definitely want to claim your Google My Business account. I just Googled for a place where we have our meetings. So you'll see that they have photos, the location, hours of business, links to their website. So they have definitely claimed it. They've got good reviews, which is important for us. What I wanted to see is how they're doing on other places on the internet. So I have a tool where you can actually type in your name and your address, and I'm going to scan to see how they're doing. Takes a couple of secs. So you'll see that this tool is scanning for the business name, the address, etc. Now, you'll notice that it is right now 60% inaccurate. The reason I use this tool is because most of the businesses I scan are anywhere between over 50% and up to 100% inaccurate or missing. So let's see what the problem is. So they're pretty good on these search engines and directories. They used to be on Auburn Boulevard, which is why it's showing an old address. You'll see that's a couple of different places. Apparently, maybe they had a different business name. It's not listed at all in some of these. Bad address. Possibly sometimes the phone numbers will change, and that may be where it's flagged. So the tool that I use is called YEXT, and actually it will help correct all of this information in up to 70 different search engines and directories. So let me take you in and show you what that looks like. So we just set that up for one of my clients is a online publisher, and her business is relatively new, so she was missing in about 100% of the places or inaccurate. So what we're able to do on what I call the digital dashboard is add all the relevant information. Business categories, the address. In her case, she suppressed that because she is home-based, so that's an option you can do. It will not list you in all the directories because sometimes they require a physical address, but it's not too many. Phone number, hours of business, methods of payment, website links. So pretty much anything that any of the search engines or directories require of you, you can put in here, including photos, logos, products, services, specialties, even associations you're a member of, keywords, more photos. It syncs to the Google My Business listing, so any updates that you have there is good, especially with hours, as that may change for the holidays or with COVID, definitely had a lot of an impact there. So you'll see this is a one place where you can actually post this information in over 70 different search engines and directories. So let's see how she's doing. I'm going to go to her listings. And again, this was pretty much nil when we started all this. But you'll see now that she's live in 47, processing in 5 of those. Some of them are unavailable, again, because of her industry or because of the need for a physical location. And that's where she's opted out of 19. But what we can do is, again, look at the list of what's happening. And again, this is just in a few days, live processing. And again, if she makes any updates, the ones that she is live with will be updated instantaneously or nearly instantaneously. So that's one of the benefits of this tool, is taking the information and putting it in one place and getting it disseminated out across the internet, which really helps you because even though some of these search engines and directories you may not have heard of or use yourself, Google and other search engines like the fact that business information is consistent, current, and propagated throughout the website because it considers you more relevant the more information you have out there. So that's just a good benefit of not only getting listed, but also having Google consider you more relevant when people do searches for your products or services. The other thing that this tool does is it actually lets you post to some of these. Again, keeping the information current with new pictures, links to blogs, that kind of thing would be a benefit of posting. And again, you can do this in one place. There are other tools that I think are better at doing posting, but this is another benefit of having that. It searched for duplicates because, again, Google does not like it if you have multiple information about your business, so it lets you monitor that, but also reviews. Now, this came into play for a business client of mine who said that he only had one review that was 1 star, posted a couple of years ago from a disgruntled client. So we implemented this tool, and you'll see here I've got a page now on the page managers where even though he has not had this tool active for over a year, it kind of broke the ice. You'll see now that he's consistently getting really good reviews with doing no solicitation or not much solicitation. And let's just go to the pool managers. Again, from 1 star, I think we got up to 4.3 within the matter of a couple of weeks, but now you'll see he's at 4.9 with 54 reviews. And again, people really value seeing multiple reviews on different sites because we value the opinions of many people as opposed to a 5-star from one person. So that's another benefit of this YEXT system. The other thing, which was the real eye-opener for me, is if you've ever heard of search engine optimization, and I'm not disparaging that, it's a good viable option for many businesses, but a lot of times it is very expensive and not a good return on investment for businesses because you have to hire somebody to basically optimize each site for different keyword combinations. But the eye-opening thing for me was when somebody mentioned that we are now using our phone for a lot of queries, and the queries are getting more sophisticated. A few years ago, we might have put in Mexican restaurant near me, but now we go on to Siri or Cortana and say, find me a Mexican restaurant that has a happy hour and serves watermelon margaritas. And you can't imagine having to optimize any page on your website that answers all those possible combinations of questions. What we can do with YEXT is add what we call a schema, which is basically code that puts a table of contents onto your website that Google and the search engines can access. So now, instead of having to search a page for the answer to a question that was posed by a potential client, it goes to this table of content. And because we have categories and hours and features and keywords and even a menu for restaurants, that the answer to that question can be easily answered by using this index. So if you're interested in getting higher ranked for your website based on different keyword combinations, again, this is a cost-effective tool. Because if you imagine the number of hours it would take to do everything that I just mentioned, updating the content of over 70 search engines and directories, search engine optimization, reputation management with the review management, that adds up to a lot of hours or a lot of expense if you do the other routes. This tool tends to be about $50 to $70 a month, depending on how many features you want. Certainly cost effective for most businesses. So I'm going to post a link for that review that we ended up doing for Randy Peters Catering, so you can see how you do. And if you want to schedule a call to discuss what the cost might be for you and what the return on investment might be, see me, Susan at getyournetinggear.com. Please pass this on to anybody else who might be interested, because I think this is a huge game changer for those businesses that want to increase their visibility on the World Wide Web. Again, Susan at getyournetinggear.com.